Good morning, accelerators. It's Tuesday, March 2nd, I think. And I'm Diane Spadola. I am a marketing coach for entrepreneurs that are solos, which means that they work alone in their business, and that are marketing challenged. I help them establish simple and easy relationship marketing habits so that they can get more clients and have more fun doing the work that they actually really enjoy, which is usually not marketing. Some would say that I make marketing fun for those who like fun more than marketing. Today, I want to share with you what I did on my weekend. I worked on my expense spreadsheet. Okay. I like to tell people that I worked on my taxes all weekend, but I really didn't do that because I don't file my own taxes. I've always used an accountant ever since I became a solo business professional because my husband and I were filing jointly. Well, we don't do that anymore. So I need to find my own accountant this year. So what is the first thing that I did? I asked somebody that I knew that was also a solo professional what accountant he used. And if that person was good, if that person was responsive, so in other words, if they got things done in a timely manner, and third, if they were easy to work with. Those were the three things that I thought was most important. And then I could get into pricing of their services later. I really want somebody that's going to appreciate the fact that I spent 2 days on the weekend putting my receipts into the most gorgeous Excel spreadsheet that one has ever seen. I have everything broken down into expense categories. I even mark the things that I think are not fully deductible, so as to put like a little asterisk on that category before it gets added into the big expenses. I mean, obviously, this was not a happy task. Yeah, I like playing with Excel and spreadsheets as much as the next person, but it's not really something that I really want to do on the weekend, especially when on Sunday it was 54 degrees outside, and I would have rather been hiking, taking pictures of the lake, eating outside with friends, all that other cool stuff. But it had to be done, and I'll be completely honest, I actually am glad that I finished it because it gave me a huge feeling of accomplishment at the end of the day. But I digress. What I really want to talk about today is LinkedIn, okay? And the importance of establishing yourself on LinkedIn, or at least carving out a tiny little piece of real estate on that platform so that you can get more clients. So I asked my friend, can you recommend an accountant? He did. He gave me her phone number. So stupidly, I called her on the phone before I went to go look her up on any of the social media platforms. There was no answer. And one of the really weird things was there was not a voicemail that identified herself by name or as an accountant. It was one of those, this is 440-555-1234 messages. And it was done in the recording voice of that lovely Verizon operator. You know the one I'm talking about. So I decided I wasn't even sure I had the right phone number. So I went to LinkedIn and typed in her name. I looked up every single person with the same name as she had. I filtered my search to Ohio, to the Cleveland area. I filtered my search by accountant. Now, let me just talk about this. I didn't look at total number of accountants, but today I did look. There's 3.5 million people on LinkedIn that identify themselves as entrepreneurs. Okay. 10,000 of them actually present themselves, or in their profile have the words solo entrepreneur, which means that they work alone in a self-owned business. There's 2 million people that describe themselves as freelancers. Okay. Now, I honestly don't know if my mystery accountant is a freelancer or not. But if you are not on LinkedIn, because I never found her there, I found somebody that seemed like an accountant with the same name, but she was located in South Carolina, which is not really where my person would go when he lives in Ohio to find an accountant. So I don't think that was the right Liz. But you're missing an opportunity. So part of your 2021 business goals should be to ramp up, dress up, provide really good key information on LinkedIn, because right now, if they're not looking for you on Facebook, which many corporations and some professional individuals would never look for a colleague or a peer or somebody to hire on Facebook, they're definitely going to look for you on LinkedIn. So let's talk a little bit about what you want to include in your profile once you get a profile on LinkedIn, or how you can enhance the profile that you currently have. Most importantly, don't be missing, okay? If you're missing, if you're invisible, then basically people can't find you, and you're missing a huge opportunity to collect new clients, new followers even, who are going to pay attention to what you do, how you work, and may tell other people about you. It's not necessary. We don't put ourselves out into the marketplace so that every single person that we talk to can hire us. We put ourselves out into the marketplace in a friendly, likable expert way so that the people that we meet can tell people about us. LinkedIn is just another opportunity for people to share you. You can share content, you can be members of groups with like-minded professionals, or you can communicate the values that are important to you, which help to narrow down the clients to your ideal customers in the business world. So 4 things to keep in mind when you're establishing a LinkedIn profile or beefing up the one that you already have. First, your profile needs to include the keywords that people would search on. Obviously, I went in looking for Liz as an accountant in Ohio. I then filtered it down and looked for an accountant near Cleveland because that's where I live. And I was hoping that that's where her office was. I found nothing. You want to think, your accountant's looking for a bookkeeper, an accountant, a CPA, or an accounting professional. You want to check and see what keywords are going to be most appropriate for the services that you offer and how you work, because you want your ideal client to be able to find you easily by typing in the words that are important to them. So don't think about describing yourself. Think about how they're going to describe you. Your profile should include a nice professional headshot because first impressions are crucially important. You don't want a cell phone picture. You don't want half of a selfie that you took at last or 2 years ago's baseball games. And you don't want pictures with your family and kids unless you happen to be, I don't know, a family therapist. You definitely do not want to leave that cartoonish avatar that exists on LinkedIn as the default, okay? Because then my first question when I'm looking at you is going to be, why can't I see their face? What are they hiding? Are they in the witness protection program? Or is there a more sinister reason why they don't want me to see what they look like? I don't know, but you know why your customer's thinking about stuff like that. Why would you want to hide your beautiful face? It's part of who you are. And it's part of how people are going to connect with you as human beings. And remember, people don't buy from companies. They buy from other people, especially when you're a solo. So third, you want to include recommendations from your friends, your colleagues, and people that have hired you in the past. It's a really easy way of getting recommendations on LinkedIn. They actually have a little button that says, ask for recommendations. And you can send that note to anybody that you like. You could actually include comments about what you might want them to talk about. So do you want them to talk about your customer service, your professionalism, your deep understanding of what it is that you do, or your fun and personable nature? That's what I like people to say about me. So, fourth, you want to make sure that they trust you as a likable expert, which means that you're going to have to put out some content that shows that you know what you know. Now, the content doesn't necessarily have to be original, all right? I'm not encouraging you to write an ebook or to put something out on Kindle. I'm encouraging you to look for things in your field that are valuable information, maybe from other influencers. Maybe it's just things about, let's say if you're an accountant, this year's tax laws, okay? Things having to do with filing dates, things having to do with, is it better to file electronically or in paper? How soon are you going to get your refund? I know a lot of those things are unknown in their specificity, but if you're giving out information, even if it's only your opinion, that is going to help your customers understand what you stand for, and it's going to help them understand more about why you are the expert. Okay? You don't have to write your own articles. You can if you want to, but it should definitely not be promotional. At least it shouldn't be solely promotional. What I try to do when it comes to LinkedIn and all other social media, actually, is I try to follow an 80-20 rule. I consider 80% of what I put out on social media to be information, entertainment, or inspirational content. The remaining 20% is promotional content about me and my business. So it might be things about a sale, about a deal, about sign up for this offer, etc. LinkedIn is not the place where people get bashed over the head with advertisements. So don't use it for this type of activity. Share some specials or discounts or deals in your business if you like, but you want to make it a little bit less obvious. Perhaps sharing things more like frequently asked questions about doing what you do, beliefs that you stand for, your values when dealing with customer service, or answers to the most commonly asked questions about the services that you provide. Those are the things that people are interested in looking for on LinkedIn. But I'll be honest with you, Liz, if you're out there and you're an accountant and you're in the Cleveland area, I'm right here. You can look me up on LinkedIn because I'm looking for somebody to help me with my taxes. Thanks. I'll see you guys next week.